Hey guys, in my latest Bane video, I play him with the mage build. So in this one, I decided to play him with the physical build, since they adjusted his skills in one of the prior updates. At first, our expo wanted to jungle, but after I checked the amount of matches he had, I asked him if he was confident playing the jungle role, which is one of the most important roles in the game, and if he wasn't, I could just play the jungler instead. In the end he agreed. He decided it was better to let me play the jungle role. Since I'm using the physical build, it's better to max the first skill. The damage from his first skill is actually quite naughty, and he also have a very short cooldown. Not sure if Blue was intentionally recalling right in front of Hayabusa's face to bait him out. If that was the case, it was very effective. Here, I'm going to make a very big brain play. I'm going to take the cyclone thingy, so Sun won't be able to take it and escape with it.
10 steps ahead.
Nobody saw anything. Bane is pretty decent against Sun, since he has tons of AoE damage. He can easily destroy Sun's clones. I have just used Retribution. This is not a good time to take the turtle, which is why I was pinning to retreat.
It was at this moment.
I completely forgot to check how much damage my Retribution can deal at this point. I was more distracted trying to survive and kill the monkey. Anyway, I was just trying to make it more interesting. Smiley face. Bane is pretty good against melee heroes. He has a lot of burst damage, but the enemy has to be quite close for his skills to be effective. I saw two of the enemies in the middle lane, so this was the perfect opportunity to push the bottom lane. That was a really bad initiation by our export. You want to always maximize his ult damage and not just start the fight with it when the enemies are not even close. I probably should have backed off once I saw how bad that fight went. Things were starting to look quite dire. Most of the enemies were trying to kill our glue. While they were being distracted, I wanted to use the opportunity to push the bottom turret. It seems like the middle turret was vulnerable, but it was too risky to push it. The enemies were already on the move. It's better to use the first skill on a different target, so when the cannonball bounces, it deals a lot more damage to those who are in the back. Sun's main damage comes from his clone, so without it, he's less than half a hero. Unfortunately, not long enough. I knew that Ruby would try to ult right away after she was free, so I immediately started to move up in order to avoid it. I wasn't really sure if Franco still had his ult, so I didn't really want to turret dive them.
Huh?
Unfortunately, Bane's ult doesn't deal that much damage to the turrets anymore, but at least it's a good skill to summon the enemies so your team can push. By the way, his passive works on turrets as well. Although Bane is a fighter, he is still somewhat squishy, so I like poking the enemies with the first skill until they are low enough to go for the kill. His first skill deals tons of damage and has very short cooldown, which is why I like using Bloodlust Axe, because I can regain a lot of HP with it. Eudora is pinging to take the Lord, but it would have been 100% throw, because our expert was still dead. Here, I'm going to keep using the Lord to bounce my first skill and deal even more damage to the enemy. Tigre with those godly setups. At this point, I knew that the game was already over, but I wasn't really satisfied with my score. I tried to get 1 or 2 more kills before ending the game. Winky face. Okay, it seemed like I wasn't getting another kill, so I just decided to end the game.